Hi guys, Jackie is back. This week we're gonna watch a crime film converted from a real story, Midnight Express. In 1970, Bill, an American young man, travels to Turkey with his girlfriend. He even takes this chance to smuggle about 2 kilograms of hemp. Before getting on the plane, Bill successfully goes through the first security gate. When getting on the plane, he attempts to avoid security check again. Unluckily, the police block and capture him right on the spot. Having just been sent to jail, Bill gets beat savagely. Fortunately, 2 kind prisoners help him to move around. One guy is Jimmy and another is Eric. One is sentenced to 17 years, another is 12 years. They tell Bill not to trust in anyone here, or else someday these lackeys will get his flaws soon. The prisoners are the same as jailers, they all have the right for trading. Bill gets beat up last night also because he accidentally takes his blanket. Bill's sentence hasn't been confirmed yet, so he still has a chance to get out of here. In jail, a heavy smoker has been living for 7 years. He gets acquainted with a lawyer. Before, one petty criminal is also released with this lawyer's help, but Bill doesn't have that much money. Knowing about that, his father immediately comes over. He also brings a consultant and a lawyer with him. Because the situation is very strained, at such a critical moment, he can't do anything with his stuff. As predicted, the prosecutor insists on sentencing Bill to life imprisonment. But one judicial officer has a good impression on him, so he just sentences Bill 4 years 2 months for his crime. Bill's father really feels sympathy for him. He warns Bill not to do any silly things, he must follow the rule to reduce his sentence. Or else, the jailer will find an excuse to embarrass him. His day in jail is really hard to live. Just in a year, Bill has witnessed lots of illegal fighting here. There are even jailers and lackeys who frequently carry out violent conduct with innocent prisoners here numerous times. One day, that heavy smoker has a little trouble. The next day, the cat he's raised for 7 years is killed cruelly. He's extremely furious, but can't do anything. In 1972, Bill's sentence was over 2 years. One day, his lawyer informs him that the new ambassador has paid attention to his case. If Bill can afford to bribe 10 judicial officers, he might have a chance to get out of here sooner. Bill has no word to say, he doesn't have money, he's also unable to control the laws. Plus, he doesn't want to give his family one more burden. One day, after injured Jimmy gets back from the hospital, gets acquainted with an architect. He's really enthusiastic and willing to help him. He even gives Jimmy a map of that jail. They find out 2 ways to escape from here. One is from the roof, but it's too risky. Another needs Billy and that smoking guy's assistance. Jimmy knew that they are building a weapon warehouse in the basement. Thus, there are many ventilating ducts. One of them is at the bathhouse, but it has already been blocked. So they need to dig the wall to find ventilating ducts. If they try together, they will succeed. The next day, Jimmy notices that the bathhouse wall isn't reinforced by any steel bar. Plus, over 20 to 30 years, this wall's really easy to collapse. This evening, they will take action. They intend to dig a few bricks, then till dawn, they will put it to its place. Just in 3 days, they will finish it. When getting down the basement, he assures that they will find a way to escape. But Bill doesn't want to escape. He only has to wait 2 years to be released, so if they get arrested, his sentence will be more than that. That's why Bill can't risk his life in this plan. Jimmy's really angry, he plans to escape from the roof tonight. But is it that simple? Because Jimmy takes action rashly without any plan, he gets arrested right on the spot. Jimmy gets beat up savagely and goes to the hospital again. 4 years later, Eric's sentence is over. Bill's sentence only remains 53 days. After that incident, Jimmy still finds a way to escape from prison again. He notices that there is just one guard at the isolation ward. But unfortunately, he has just recovered his acting ability when sent back to jail again. When Bill and Jimmy are talking about their plan, the jailer comes in and informs him that his case will be retried. He's really happy and thinks he's about to be released soon. But life isn't that easy. The lawyer comes to tell him that the relationship between America-Turkey is getting worse. The prosecutor wants to declare him guilty of his drug crime. The higher court has to retry his case for this reason. This time, 28 out of 35 judicial officers agree to sentence Bill to life imprisonment. Thus the lower levels court also has to retry the case. This terrible news pushes him into hopelessness. Now, he seems to have no other choice. He still thinks that he should come at a cost for his guilt. He has followed the rule for 4 years in jail, happily believing that just after 53 days he can get his freedom. Ironically, so-called the law has snatched away the only hope in him. Bill hates this place, hates all these liars. He scolds all people here, but it's unable to vent his hatred. Luckily, one of the judicial officers totally understands what Bill has to endure. He doesn't care about the press of the higher court, giving Bill a sentence of 30 years. But there's not much 30-year time in life. In this way, Bill seems to have become the offering of diplomacy. He doesn't hope the court to keep their promise. He has to get out of the jail and escape from that cage that wants to trap him for life. Bill takes the heavy smoker to join with them in this plan. They begin to break the wall beside the bathhouse. After a while, they finally find the empty block. Luckily, this block is surrounded by really soft soil, so it's really easy to dig. The heavy smoke keeps watching when Bill and Jimmy continue digging. Jimmy is really excited and wants to escape at once. But Bill stops him in time. It's about to light and they still don't have any plan for this. If they get into this tunnel, it's like getting into a trap. Thus, they decide to move the brick back to its old position and leave. The next evening, they come back through the ventilating duct. They climb down the ventilating in darkness. Finally getting to the bottom, they keep on carrying out the plan. However, the hole has been plugged in some way. It's 4:30 a.m. in the morning, so they don't have time to dig more. 3 of them have to wait until the next day. Unluckily, some of the lackeys have found any suspicious point and report to jailers. The jailer sees this hole and begins to check all prisoners one by one. Bill and the heavy smoker appear to be calm, but Jimmy can't bear his scare and catches the attention of the jailer. Jimmy gets beaten up savagely. He is sent to the hospital again but never gets back. The heavy smoker is really furious, but he just can gnash his teeth. He just regrets he can't risk his life with these disgusting beasts. Bill tries to get rid of the crazy thoughts in him. He wants to use a wiser trick to torment these people. These lackeys always take money for priority, so they just have to rob all their money. These people will sense what they're enduring now. Besides, the heavy smoker has lived here for such a long time. So Bill's sure that he will know where they hide the money. The next day, they start to take action. One day before getting back to Liberation, these lackeys really freak out with this scene. The police begin to check all the prisoner cells. Finally, they find some torn money that hasn't burned yet remaining in the stove. Almost all prisoners feel delighted with this news. Because they all used to get tormented by these lackeys, they just don't dare to say it out loud. But these lackeys never let it go easily. They know clearly that there's no one hating them more than that heavy smoker. So they cooperate with jailers to play an act. They blame that heavy smoker for doing the drug trade. The jailer seems to be doing his duty. He metes out a violent punishment on him. Bill runs out of control. If they don't pull his back, he will risk his life with these people. Seeing these lackeys go away, Bill can't stand anymore. His friend quickly locked the door, let Bill have a chance to teach that whistleblower a lesson. The whistleblower gets beaten up such that he has to hide under the washstand. Bill is like being out of control. He breaks the washstand, forcing this guy to come out and climb upstairs. Bill doesn't let him go. He bites off his tongue right away. After that, Bill was locked in a prohibited room. The heavy smoker also becomes crazy. Up to 1975, Bill is imprisoned together with crazy prisoners. He almost goes crazy. One day, his old girlfriend comes to visit him. Looking at Bill, she can't stand bursting out. She also brings an album with lots of pictures of his family and his old friends. She also tells him her friend is in Greece. He also helps her buy a ticket. She hints that he should find some way to escape, then returning home from Greece. Bill gets what his girlfriend means. He seems to have the hope for freedom one more time. After getting the album from the jailer, he hides in the toilet, tearing off the album and getting some money inside. Before carrying out the plan, he comes over to the heavy smoker and tells him to wait. Then, Bill takes money to bribe the jailer, showing he wants to spend time in an isolation ward for a little. Because he still remembers Jimmy told him, the security here was really loose, accessibility will be bigger. The jailer grabs the money and takes him out of the jail. The jailer doesn't take him to the isolation ward but a restroom and wants Bill to play a game with him. Seeing him taking off the belt, Bill really freaks out. He tries to resist and carelessly pushes him to the wall. The jailer gets punctured by a stick on the wall and dies on the spot. Bill puts on the jailer clothes in panic. Then he heads for the entrance of the jail. Suddenly, a guard at the door calls him. He slowly turns around in the darkness. Unexpectedly, this guard throws a key towards him. Luckily this guy doesn't recognize Bill and even mistakes him for his peer, so he gives him a key to let him out as usual. In this way, Bill easily escapes from jail. He enjoys the sunlight that he hasn't got for a long time. Suddenly, a car comes by but no one feels suspicious at all. On the 10th of April 1975, he escapes from jail successfully and heads for Greece. He arrives home at Kennedy Airport 3 weeks later. This film is based on a real story and showed up in 1978. The dream of jailbreak in this scene has something not real, especially as the kindness of that girlfriend. Okay, that's the end of this week. Don't forget to like, share, comment. Jackie will be back with a new movie.